So everybody, first of all, who am I? I'm mainly a plat diamond player. I usually play AD carry, sometimes support. I am playing in North America. And all I'm doing today is I'm giving you a short review of the latest League of Legends patch, 10.12, which came out, I believe today it was. Yesterday. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I don't have time to do a 48-minute video of 50, 30, whatever video, so I'm just going to keep it short about what I feel it's good about. So, see here, just a couple buffs. It's mainly buffs and then some nerfs. We got the nerfs are all right. Some are really good. Anyway, let's get into it. So with Kali, um, she received she received a Q buff. They increased her ratios as well as her base damage. And when it comes to assassins, increasing the base damage is you're walking on eggshells. It's very dangerous to balance that kind of stuff. But just like the first sentence, why they buffed her. Akala is full of cold steel and competitive potential, but we aren't really seeing her in pro play yet. Okay, since she's normally limited by pro, so they don't see her in pro play, and they want to buff her so they see her in pro play. What? This is like buffing Lee Sin because we're so close to Worlds. This is like buffing Lee Sin before Worlds, just so you see him and shit. So I really don't understand this specific buff. She's a very high skill cap champion, in my opinion. Most assassins are, and I think she would have been fine, maybe just increasing her ability power, but bumping up her base. And this is not a lot. But Kali is so easy. Oh man, go back. She's so easy buffed and nerfed. Anyway, next one, because I'm trying to keep it short. Brand. So Brand has been pretty much vanished. It's like you don't see him anywhere except maybe in as a support, and then sometimes I see him as a jungle, but that's a little. They're way better picks as jungle. So he right now is classified as a support. But what they're trying to do here basically is when units die or champions die from Blaze, it's mana back. So what this means, he can now in mid lane he W and E, which is Blaze and Conflagrant, something like that, into the caster wave. Immediately he would get a minimum, depending on his level, a minimum of 60 mana back, which is 40% of that combo. So he already gets a lot of mana back. So we might see more in the mid lane. I think this is very nice because, like stated here, it doesn't touch on his support because he's not going to CS in wave. He's not going to CS, so his mana restore on Blaze is practically non-existent. So we might see him in mid. Cassiopeia, base health and armor decreased. I like this, just because you see her in bot a lot. She is very good against close to mid-ranged mages. But this right here, so they upped her magic resistance by 4. But they lowered her armor and her health. So my guess is we're gonna see her mid a lot more. Because now she's a lot more vulnerable to armor. Specifically if you do 10 builds like Varus, which is also addressed in this patch, she's just going to be more vulnerable to that. So this is a good buff. I like that she gets up hell out of bot lane. Get out of my lane. Fiddlesticks, blah 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 blah. Minion damage reduction increased. Fiddlesticks, blah 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 blah. Last one. As per our minions ways, well. Okay. This is alright. I think Fiddlesticks right now is in. God damn it, I clicked it again. He is in such a good spot that I don't think he needs to be touched much. This is, it's alright. It's whatever. Senna, right. The one person that after patch 10.6, she completely vanished from the bot lane. I see her every now and then, like once in a blue moon, and then she's just poof, she's gone. So what they're doing here, I don't care about the bug fix. So they're increasing her soul drop chance on minion kills that she kills. Because she wasn't played support as much before 10.6. She was mainly played as AD carry because her soul drop chance was so high. Then they nerfed that, wanted to buff her support, and she got nerfed again, and she vanished, and now they're upping her as support, mind you, not as AD carry. AD carry, she vanished because of the drop chance on the minions of the souls, which is such an important part of her kit. Because of the souls, she gets crit, range, attack damage, meaning all you have to do is build pen, because you already have the crit. And most crit items come with attack speed, except Infinity Edge, Essence Reaver. No, Storm Razor has 15% attack speed on it. So we'll definitely see her back because she seems very safe in lane. Her kit is very good, and right now safety for AD carry is almost anything, or everything you need. Trundle, okay. Right. So 16.26. So okay, so they're just rounding it up. Okay. Yes. Okay, this is a big one. When he does his jungle, and he's pretty safe in jungle. His King's Tribute gives him 2-8% back depending on his level when a minion dies of his max health. So reducing Frozen Domain. So basically, he's already a safe jungle. But when he comes level 3 or 4, he has a fairly strong gank potential. The slow on the pillar with the disposition. Because you have a Nivea wall, a Azir wall, Trundle pillar, some other stuff that kind of morphs the terrain. Anyway, so you can move someone, slow someone, and then rush them really fast. Because his range, his like when he pops his W, the distance he can move, I believe, is 1500 or something. So it's a pretty far range, and 30% extra movement speed is a lot for level 1. So what they're doing is they're kind of buffing it on the rear end, 52 from 50, but it's 35, 28, 7, 4, 1, -1, 2. Okay, cool. So it's the first 2 levels you'll see it the most. Because 4 difference on level 3 is not that much. You're not going to max it anyway. It's just at level 1 point you're putting it in the early game that gives them the 30% instead of the 20 is what is a very good nerf. Okay, anyway. Varus. Attack damage. Yeah, so unlike me reading the patch notes, I actually, and then looking what I'm going to say and then make a video about it, which sounds rehearsed as hell. I actually just try to read with you guys. 1.119 lethality. Okay, so they're nerfing lethality build. I want to say 20% of Varus's build on hit, which is UTIK, which is busted right now, Hurricane, and Rage Blade. You don't see that. It is at 20%, but the most people they go like Yomo's, Duskblade, and then I can't remember the other name. So they go all these pen items. So they're trying to nerf Varus as pen. Now, personally, I like when there's difference between like AD carry builds. I don't like pen builds. I don't like lethality builds. I do not believe that AD carries should be, at least to this extent. I'm like highlighting all the time. To this extent, be able to build lethality. It's not what the role is. I don't want to say it's supposed to be. I sound like a boomer. That's not what it's supposed to be. Victor. So it's just his Q. Okay. 0.05 is not bad because he is it's a high build. It's a high pool of a build. It's not hard to do to get 1000 AP on his like late game, just because of his X core MKs something prototype whatever. So it's a little buff. 15 0.5 here on the base. And then when it's empowered means it's when he, because you get the base Victor passive item, then you upgrade it, and you can upgrade one item, and you upgrade it 3 times. And when you have upgraded all 3 items, you get 3 ability upgrades, not 6, 3, and then your ult upgrades. So you take usually Siphon Empowerment second, just because you want the aftershock on the Death Ray first. So 0.3224. So the base is 0.5, 0.05, and then the empowered is 0.08. So it's probably, let's say he has 600 AP, he would get another 50 shield on an empowered. And it's a small buff. It's a small buff, but I think it's justified. Oh boy. Volibear, huh? Gameplay clarity improvements based on. Okay, so they're clarifying some stuff, I guess. That's pretty big. 5 extra growth. That's a lot. That's a lot for a tank. So that would mean 75 extra health. It's a tiny buff. This is a tiny buff. That's all it is. I don't really care as much about Volibear. That's why I'm just flying through this. Oh, wait a minute. Now continues to attack his target out even after casting Frenzied Maul on them. I heard people complain about this. Where you get the stack it up, and you hit him, then you can hit him again, but whatever, when you do it on auto attack, you actually literally have to auto attack again. So this is kind of quality of life. Turret disable duration. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. So he will get an extra second. He will get 1 more extra second at level 6. This to me, or even his other buffs, this to me sounds like he's gonna tower dive. He's literally going to tower dive here. Epicenter, okay. Do more on that one, and base damage. The early levels, 300 base damage. Wow. 300 base damage. 300 epicenter. Okay. It's a bit easier to hit. 3-second tower disable. Like to those of you who got the item Ohm Wrecker, used to be able to disable towers way back. Not way back, like a couple seasons. So this is basically almost like a Bard ult. Yeah, this is a Bard ult now. Oh, my girl's getting some love. What is this? Yeah, she's been plucked, alright. I do not see her anymore. So they buffed her R damage to 25 level 1 from 100. 100 on level 2. 175 on level 3. So the problem with Xayah, Xayah's ult is, like let's say you play an AD carry. You got culling, you got super mega death rocket, you got Ace in the Hole, so Caitlyn ult, Jinx ult, Lucian ult, not Lotion. So you get all these ults and you're like, oh, they're probably like 80, 90 seconds, maybe 100 seconds cooldown. Her base cooldown, I believe, is 130 to 140, even 150, like just on her ult. So it's pretty much half a flash cooldown, almost. And the thing is, it'll go down as levels go up, but that's not where I'm having the issue with her ult. Her ult is 100 base damage, right? It's 100 base damage, similar to Aphelios ult, where I'm talking about just the ult itself doesn't even do 200 damage. It's usually what comes after, which is the offhand proc, like an Infernum 5-man Aphelios ult, like you've seen it like when he got released. Throws out his stuff, and then Infernum ult comes. Everybody gets 75 damage adjacent to the other person, so that's how they all die. But anyway, so she got 100 damage on her ult, which was a pretty cone stuff going out like that. But then she would have 5 feathers there. But if you miss it, like you hit your ult, you do 100, but you kind of miss your feathers a little bit. You can't pull them in. Then your ult was pretty much useless unless you used it for a dodge. Her ult cannot really be used aggressively as much as it has the capability of being able to be used defensively. Man, I'm at 50 minutes. I gotta hurry up. Okay. Yasuo. feels so good. What else you got? Full shield activation. Okay, so they buffed this a little bit. It's passive, so it gets a little bit more shield, which I already think is kind of like you got Malphite shield, you got Rakan shield, the passive shields, the Vi shield, but his shield I feel like is the most consistent to get. Finally, the wind wall. Oh, I was waiting for this. So at level 5, it's still 18 seconds, right? It's late game Yasuo at that point. Okay, but it's the early game that really like pisses me off. So now is wind wall without cooldown, mind you. But you don't really build cooldown on Yasuo anyway. Is half a minute, so it's an extra 4 seconds on it. I always said it, the problem with wind wall, it's one of the most broken abilities, since it can block ultimates. It can block anything over the course of a duration. And this is a basic ability. Now, I always compare it to Braum Shield. You put up Braum Shield, it's like, and it's not as wide. This one grows wider as you get levels. Wind Wall does. But when you do Braum Shield, it blocks the first ability. And everything after that is reduced by a quarter, a third, or something like that. So, comparatively, a basic ability versus a basic ability, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, it's a little busted. But I'm actually very glad these nerfs came through. He has too much health, he has too much power, he has seen too much play. His ban rate should already, like this, like, we can all appreciate this a lot. This nerf. The shield, whatever. Piss off, it's fine. The health, yes. The cooldown to wall, yes. But, what I'm trying to get at is this should have been implemented 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. This is long overdue. Approach velocity. Get 5 movement speed when I'm moving towards a movement impaired champion. Increase to 15 if you're one impaired to movement. Towards impaired allies or enemies you've had. Oh, okay. This is actually really strong because before, if you impair someone, you would get 15% velocity, not velocity, movement. But now you get 15% only if you do it. But you get half of that, 7.5%, math, if somebody else does it. This means, let's say, an Ornn knocks someone up. Does he knock someone up? I don't remember. Stun. It's an ally stuns somebody else, and you're in the vicinity of 1,000. That's pretty good. And you're an Alistair. You will run faster to the target, and you can chain CC much easier. So, for champions like Leona, Zac helps you gank the lane. You're trying to get your AD carry head. Zac ganks your lane, knocks 1 or 2 of the enemy bot lane up. You're in range of 1,000. You can easily run him up now, because you get almost 8%, and that's a zeal. That's a zeal extra speed. And in these bursting engagements, couple extra movement speed might be everything. Guardian has been I like Guardian. I never like to pick it as much because of this. Any damage will butcher it up. So they increased their range. Okay. Mitigation for the last 2 to 5 seconds. Lethal. Oh, lethal damage. Look at that. And they increased the shield. No movement speed. Okay. Okay. But this is really good now. I'm actually gonna pick this. I might pick this on Nautilus, honestly. Okay, no, maybe not. Predator. Some more guy left. Okay. Predator. Low cooldown, less damage because low cooldown. Active is no longer disabled for the first. Oh, so this you can use it early game now. Trying to go through this. Predator now grants whatever speed while moving towards enemy champions at a range of 3,000. Wow, that's like a Ranger old range. No, wait a minute. That's a Xerath old range. There we go. Out of vision. Whoa, this is kind of weird. So you would know if someone is there. Okay, this is a little strange. I feel like you have to. It's called Predator, but you would have to see him to be able to proc it. Active is no longer interrupted if you cast an ability or enter combat. Still has a 1.1 ramp up time, but damage affecting full movement speed. This is actually nice because now you can use it in fight. Gonna fight team fight. Sometimes you would not be able to use Predator a lot. Then again, Predator right now is not being used at all. When so much ends up, so it'll last until it's done, and 10-second duration. So it's short and sweet. You can use it in combat. It does less damage, but you can use it more often. Yeah, and you can use it in early game. This will be interesting. I think this sounds balanced, kind of ish. Taste of blood. Cooldown indicator change. Taste of blood icon above the player's HUD, whatever. Now PS while it's on cooldown. Thank you. I actually like this. In some matchups, you want to know, man, when that stuff is up again, because you want to heal. It goes, you use it, 8 seconds, 6 seconds, whatever. It goes on cooldown, bam, you want to use it again, bam. Kind of like Grasp of the Undying, like you want to know when it's on. Unflinching. This was regain tenacity and slow resist for each. Summer spell is off cooldown. Now you gain 10 and oh, you get this right off the bat. And gain 20 more slow resist and tenacity based on missing health. Up to. Okay, so it's not 30, so it's 20 slow resist and 20 tenacity. And my guess is when they say missing health, I feel like the cap when they say based on missing health, it's 1/3, 33%. That's when all your stuff is maximized. Ghost. Activates instantly, okay. When you get a takedown, it extends for 47 seconds. Oh man, this looks like Yi is getting some fun out of this, huh? Movement speed. Okay, so it's less movement speed overall. Okay, this actually doesn't seem too bad, so it's half a minute longer. It's half a minute longer. The movement speed is overall reduced. Okay, so far, nerfs. Activates instantly. Okay, so it's not a build-up. It's not bad. Movement speed, duration, and 47 seconds. Okay. This is actually not bad. This is actually not bad. Because if you don't get it, it's a bit punishing. If you do get it, it's less punishing. But it's so the change goes to be a bit less what it does. We just click it and it ramps up. Ends over. I kind of like it. Element terrain. Pushing the terrain a bit further in the gameplay scope. Okay, so they changed the terrain for Cloud and Infernal. I guess the other two like it. Add a blast counts near Tribush near Gromp. So that's the red side's Tribush. That actually could be interesting. Nice. Add a blast counts by the Wolf Camp. You would have to. This might be a question for a jungler. Blast cones in front of each of the base's gates. Oh, am I gonna have some base dives now? Add a blast counts in the alcoves. Okay. So the alcove are the little nooks on the side of both lanes, top and bottom, not mid. So I'm trying to think. Why would you have blast counts there? Because if the terrain changes to Fire Dragon, you're already at 3 dragons, right? Or the third one is coming up. Your laning phase might be close to an end, or might already be over, in my opinion. Because dragon, unless the enemy team rushes 2 dragons, but sometimes you're gonna have games where no dragon was taken in the first 9 minutes, so the terrain change is gonna be delayed until minute 17, 18. And that's when you pretty much getting close to laning phase over or already over. And you won't see much of the alcove. So I think it's a nice addition, but it's not important at all. Cloud terrain. Added square blooms in front of each other's gates. Added square blooms in front of each tribush in the river. Cloud terrain. Okay, wait, let's do this first. Gates and tribush in the river. Oh, okay. This is what this will do. This you will be able to from both sides. Actually, from your position, from both sides, you'll be able to. Can't even turn this red. Whatever. Like there's blue, here's red. So you're gonna have a scrying orb, a scrying bloom. My bad. That gushes out in both directions. So you're gonna have a lot more natural vision clear, which is super important. People vision by those pinks. Add scrying bloom in front of each tribush in the river. Okay, this one's really good. What it does, it'll enable you to get vision. And first you gotta get in position of it, but you'll be able to get vision of dragon and baron free, pretty much, if you can get in position. Basically, consider this a free Ash Hawk E spell. I can't remember the name. This will be nice, and you can clear out so much vision around these key objectives. I like this a lot. This will also make some teams that struggle a little bit, that are behind, to be able to have a bit more control over objective, and vice versa. But still, it's a nice addition to vision that's not vision based on just the players. You know what I mean? Kind of. Lot terrains, speed zone against 35% movement speed if you're out of combat versus champions. Freeze from. So you have to be out of combat to get it, right? 35%, and they already increased those in like 2 or 3 patches ago, like the actual size. I think this is fun. I mean, to see the terrain changes 1 and 4, so I'm actually very happy with this. I like that they actually did something with the elemental, because if I'm honest, I think the earth elemental dragon stuff is boring as shit. I think it's just, ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Bug fixes, okay, whatever. Oh, more cash grab. X-Tech Nocturne, cool. Alright, people, I think that was it. Still, so the basically big thing here, what the F? Like what the hell? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. And hell yes. All in all, I really like this patch. It's not a big patch by all means, but it's a nice balanced patch that addresses some issues. Specifically, Brand hasn't been seen. Senna, classic example of too far nerfed. Volibear, people are still confused on how to play him. I don't even know how to play him, honestly. I played him in practice too, and I was like, oh, he's cool looking. But where's the damage? But they buffed his ult, so when he ganks you bot level 6, if he hits you with that ult, that tower is down for 3 seconds, and you're gonna have to take a lot of damage. Blah 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 blah, and then of course the Yasuo. 2 or 3 seasons late, okay, whatever, but at least I'm grateful. Anyway guys, that was going on for 28 minutes, Jesus, what did I say? Anyway, hope you guys have a good day. Just leave some comments down below if you want to know anything else.